Oh, you know what? What's going on, fam? What's going on, fam? What's going on? What's going on, fam? What's going on? Can y'all hear me loud and clear? Keith, what's going on? Holcomb, what's going on, man? You know I'm blessing the Lord, highly favored, excited about Jesus, excited about the word of God. My cup is running over and I still want some more. How about you? I'm so glad that the 3 people that's in here right now, I know it's going to be more people later, and it's going to be more people that look at the broadcast or the live that I have. Mr. Gates, what's going on? Man, I'm over here at, I'm going to tell you, I done had a character building day. I done had a character building week. And I'm going to tell you like this right here. I've had an opportunity to reach out, or some people that had opportunities to reach out to me to, and I've been able to help people, you know, through various storms and various things they got going on. You know, in order to become an owner operator, you know, you first got to be a company driver most of the time. You know, unless somebody just gonna put you in a truck, you know, a family member, or you just that brave to go out there and do something like that without any experience. But what I'm finding now is a lot of people have different fears and things that they have going on in their life, and it prevents them from becoming an owner-operator. It prevents them from going to that next step. So I'm so glad that I'm able to encourage somebody, you know, to go to the next step, to be able to, you know, give people a, you know, a little bit more of a peace of mind. But, you know, this week, man, for the last couple of weeks, I haven't been on here because I've been like, I'm talking about, I've been slammed. I've been just going. And so, man, these last 2 weeks, man, it's been like totally crazy, because I've been seeing wrecks like right in front of me. Like, let me turn the ringer off. I mean, sound. Yeah, but I've been seeing wrecks and stuff like right in front of me, man. It's you know, it's like, man, like all these people that's, you know, wrecking around me, you know, and stuff. Like the first day I had somebody wreck, I'm driving, had this car that, you know, came right by me. And so when it came right by me, about 15 seconds later, I see the car start veering over to the left, toward the wall. And I was in Atlanta. And so I'm like, okay, you know, when you're first looking at something like that, you know, your mind trying to process. Now, I know they're not finna hit that wall, you know, and so that's what I was doing. My mind was trying to process, and so they was, you know, they was veering over. Next thing I know, boom, they hit the wall. Bow! You know, it was crazy. You know, they hit the wall, boom, and just started riding the wall. And I'm thinking, like, man, are they either having a seizure or a stroke or something? You know, because they rolled the wall for a good, like, 5 seconds, like, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know how you had a little indent on the drain or whatever, where the water goes down? And so they was coming up on that, they hit that, bow, and then hit the wall again, boom, and then came across the median. And at this time, it's like everything is going in slow motion. So they come across the highway, yeah, and I'm already slowing down, but I'm fully loaded, 80,000 pounds. Well, no, probably like 78,000. So I'm almost fully loaded, and man, they coming across, and you know, when you got that much weight on you, it's difficult to stop. You're not gonna stop on the dime. So they're veering across, and then they come across like, phew, and I'm telling you, buddy, they came so close to me that you probably, you couldn't even put a car sideways in between us. That's how close they came to me. And so they was coming over, and I was like, man, thank you, jeez. And so I made sure that, you know, they didn't do nothing to my, like, none of the damage or nothing, didn't do nothing to my truck. You know, I don't know. And so I pulled over to the side or whatever, and I looked or whatever, checking out my truck, you know, and naturally I went and checked on them, and I'm like, hey, you know, y'all okay or whatever? And I was on the phone getting ready to call safety, you know, to let them know, you know, because they got that law or whatever. I was getting ready to let them know, hey, look, I'm on the side of the road, just want to let you know I got my hazards on. You know, I didn't know what was going on. So, you know, all of this is happening at one time. So the guy, he comes out and he's fussing at the guy, and his mouth is bleeding or whatever. So he's fussing at the guy and telling him, man, I just got my car painted. He was like, this is my girl car. I just got this car painted last week, man. I was like, man, you know, so I just tried to encourage him right there. Because I was like, hey, man, you know, it's just a car. You know, I know people don't want to hear that in that moment. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, look, thank God y'all okay. You know what I'm saying? Because it could have ended up much different, dude. Because, like, I was coming down the highway, and, like, I could have easily, you know, if I didn't, you know, have the experience that I had, I could have easily went over and, you know, just smashed into them. And the crazy thing about it was there was somebody on the side, on the right side of me, somebody on the left side of me, somebody behind them. And the thing was, if I would have went over to the right, over to the right instead of maintaining my lane, I would have hit them. You know, so, you know, that was that, man. And then had another accident. I mean, had another car the other day, you know, when all that rain came through Atlanta. So I'm coming back down from Chattanooga, and what was that? I was empty. No, yeah, I was empty. So I'm coming back down. You know, it's raining cats and dogs. I'm talking about the bottom that fell out. So I see this, you know, this lady pass me or whatever. So when she passed me, I guess about 10 seconds later, she's up there in the front, and you know, it was just like her car playing Plinko, boom, 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 and she, I guess she turned. I don't know what she was doing. I don't know if she was on the phone or what, but she turned it a little bit, then turned it, and I was like, man, I said, she can drive. Whoever in that car can drive. And then that thing went boom, 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 tail in, and then it turned around, whoop, bow, and hit the wall. And I was like, man, I wanted to get out and help, but you know, I'm driving, so I was like, man, that's crazy. So today, I get over to I'm over here right now in Atlanta at Kellogg, and so I got over here like, I guess about, what time I get over here? About 9 something. And so I go in there to shipping or whatever. By the time I drop my trailer stuff, I go over there to shipping, tell them, hey, look, man, I got this load, whatever. They were like, well, this load don't pick up till 1. And I'm like, okay, cool. I guess I just go get something to eat, come back, you know what I'm saying, and just chill. So I get over there to go, you know, get something to eat, come back, and the guy tells me, yeah, man, they decided they wasn't gonna load this, do this load right here. And I'm like, man, I could have been like almost home by now. But anyway, yeah, so and so that's that. So basically my clock been running, and I got all this time that I have to, you know, do whatever. So, but anyway, the character building part, and before I get to this main part right here, you know I gotta shout them out no matter what, because they helped me. You know what I'm saying? I helped them, and they one of the best agencies this side of the Mississippi River. I'm telling you, no lie. That's the GAD Agency. GAD Agency, baby. I want to let you know. Let me go ahead and get one of these cards out. Make sure that when you call in to the GAD Agency, they got another number for me or whatever, but I'm gonna give you this number right here. But make sure that when you call in there that you reference my name or reference my truck number. Make sure you tell them Larry told me to call, or Lboogie told me to call. Make sure you do that. Linda, what's going on? Keith, Mr. Gates, I see y'all out there, man. Appreciate y'all. I appreciate all my subscribers, man. I really do. I appreciate all the subscribers that I got. And I'm gonna tell you what. But first, don't let me forget that, okay? But first of all, make sure you tell them my name, Larry Cothran, or Lboogie told you to call. Make sure you do that for me, and I greatly appreciate it. And I'm gonna start saying this, man, because you know, one of the great radio hosts that was in Rome, Georgia. That's where I grew up at. He passed this year, and he used to say this thing on the radio. And I'm gonna ask his daughter, and I'm gonna ask his I'm gonna reference it to him. His name was Robert Stevenson, but yeah, he was in radio for forever. But he used to say, "You do that for me, and I certainly appreciate it." Oh, you know I will. And I think I'm gonna start saying that. Big shout out to Robert Stevenson. Rest in peace. Also, the number to GAD. Make sure you call them. The number is 844-528-2793. Once again, 844-528-2793. One more time, 844-528-2793. And make sure you reference my truck number and everything like that. But look, check this out right here. What was the thing I was going to tell you? Oh, yeah. Did you know that, you know, Warner Brothers, and this has to go along with the GAD thing, but do you know Warner Brothers, you know, they make the movies, stuff like that. Did you know that, you know, everybody in their family, like when they turn 18, they graduate high school or whatever, they get $1 million. I've heard this. I've heard this. They get, every person that graduates, they get $1 million. But it's only to those people who belong to the family. Okay? And I just want to reference this, whether it's true or not. You know what I'm saying? You know, if somebody dies in your family and they leave you something, guess what? It belongs to the family. It don't belong to a friend of the family. It belongs to a family. So the reason why I say that, because everybody in that family, they get $1 million when they graduate or whatever, and they get to do with it whatever they want to do with it. You know, they get to invest it. They get to go make a movie. They get to go do whatever they want to do with the $1 million. Okay, so I've been told, and so but the money can only go to blood. I mean, it can only go to the people that, you know, that belong to that family. It can't go to a close friend of the family. It can't go to somebody who next door neighbor, somebody who grew up with you, nothing like that. It has to go to the people that belong, that are born into the family. That's what happened, and that's a good way to set yourself up too. But also, you know, it's just like that with being part of an agency. The reason why I like part of an agency, especially GAD, is GAD, they're gonna look out for you. Okay, now let me tell you what, if you belong to, if you got a domicile agency out there, I mean, if you don't have a domicile agency out there, you know, let's say like a load becomes available or whatever. If that load becomes available, guess who they calling first? Exactly, they're calling you first. Okay, before they even put it on the load board. Why? Because I'm sure they're gonna take care of their own. You know, so you need to make sure that you're a part of the family. And so make sure, even everybody that's coming on the Landstar, if you're gonna use me as a reference, if you're gonna if you're coming on Landstar, if you're putting your truck on the Landstar, make sure that you know, that you make GAD your agency that you deal with. And guess what? You know, they can help you out. They're very useful. They have a recruiting department, and so they're very useful. Any questions that you got, guess what? They can answer it. Any question, Louise, what's going on, man? I appreciate that. Any questions that you got, they can answer your questions for you. So make sure that you I don't know, Keith. Send me a message. Hit me up. I'm sure I done gave you my phone number. But hit me up. I like to talk to people. But also, man, what else was I gonna say? Yeah, so make sure you call them, hit them up. They're very helpful, very resourceful. You know, no matter where you're at, it don't matter where you're at. You could be in New Mexico, you could be in Maine, you could be in California, Washington, or Florida. You know, GAD got loads. They got loads everywhere. Okay, so no matter where you live at, you know, you may live in Wisconsin. They may have something going from, you know, they may have something going from like North Dakota to South Dakota or something like that. But you know, only people that live up in that area, you know, got access to that. So, you know, you never know. So just make sure that you call them, you know, get that info. Make sure you email me. You know, stay in contact with your boy. Stay in contact with your boy. Most of the time when you email me, it's CothranLogistics@gmail.com. That's COTHRAN logistics@gmail.com, or send me a text message. Say, hey, Lboogie, what's going on? It's your boy. Lock me in. And feel free to call me anytime. My phone number is 770-545-9038. 770-545-9038. And man, I really do appreciate y'all. My last thing before I go, man, that really was like a crazy thing, which really made it a character building day for me. But it put a smile on my face at the same time. The crazy thing was, while I was over there and I was getting me something to eat today, you know, I had turned my truck off. And when I turned my truck off, my truck wouldn't crank up no more. And I was like, man, what in the world is going on? And then when I crank it up, the air wasn't working. I mean, it was blowing like hot air. And I was like, okay. So, and see, the thing, yeah, I just got my blower fixed last week. So I'm like, let me see. Now, it's blowing air, but it's not blowing cold air. I'm trying to figure out, like, man, what in the world going on with my truck? And so after that, you know, I got down, I tightened up a couple of bolts on the battery and said, yeah, I'm gonna see if this it right here, because I knew it was the battery because it was reading like 12.6, 12.7. It would flicker on and off, and I'm like, man, yeah, it's something with the battery. So I sat there for a minute, it wouldn't do nothing. And so then I'm sitting there and I was praying. I was like, man, Lord, I said, man, you gotta show me something. I mean, you gotta, like, lead me, guide me, help me. I need my truck to crank, like, right now, in Jesus' name. And so I'm sitting there for a minute. I still try to crank it a few more times, and I guess this is all in the process of like 30 minutes. So I start praying again. I was like, Lord, I need my truck to crank. Like, what do I need to do? So eventually I just finally called somebody. I was like, man, look, I'm finna have to go back over here. Let me call somebody to come get my truck cranked. And so I called somebody, and I called like the tow guy, and I was gonna have him come and crank up, give me a jump or whatever. But then I had this thought that come to my mind, and the thought was this right here. Last time you had somebody come out, try to jump you off, they figured out that, hey, look, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't the batteries. What it was, you know, the connection. And so I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, okay. So I get back down off the truck again, you know, and I'm glad that the Lord brought that to my memory. So I get down off the truck again, and I get my wrench out or whatever, and I tighten every bolt down that I can. Every bolt that I can. And so I'm tightening out every bolt that goes to the battery or whatever. So then after I tighten out every bolt that goes to the battery, I hop back in the truck, because I didn't want to pay no $275 for a jump off. And so I hop back in the truck again, and that joker crunked right up. And I was like, man, thank you. I want to go and run around the truck 10 times and do 3 backflips, and I don't even know how to do a backflip. I don't even like to do backflips in the water, because the water get up my nose and everything. So, you know, but yeah, man, I'm getting ready to check up out of here. Today my go home day, and so I'm getting ready to check up out of here and see where I'm going next. Go back down to the little place and turn. Yeah, man, I'm excited that everybody joined in today. And also, what let me tell you this right here. The funniest I saw today was I'm driving back over here, just Bob telling. So I'm driving back over here, and I see these horses. And so I see these kids on horses or whatever. I'm like, oh, yeah, they having a good time. So I decided to blow my horn. Boop, boop. And so I blow my horn or whatever. And so then as I continue to go along, you know, I see that they having a fun day or something over there at this place. I'm like, man, I'm thinking it's a church. Man, it's a funeral home. These cats over there at a funeral home with a water slide. And look, beside the funeral home, right beside, like connected to the funeral home, is a graveyard. And I'm like, man, these cats over here with a water slide, bouncing. They over here playing bouncing, jumping up and down on these bounce houses. And they got some water bounce houses out there. They got horses running around and stuff, man. It was crazy. I was like, man, this is crazy right here at a funeral home. Boy, I wouldn't even be out there nowhere. I don't even like going to funeral home. I don't even like going to funerals. You know, I don't think Jesus liked going to funerals either. That's why he raised Lazarus from the dead. Boom! But anyway, hey man, it's your boy Lboogie coming through with another video. And you know I'm blessing the Lord, highly favored, excited about Jesus, excited about the word of God. My cup is running over and I still want some more. How about you? Also, I want to give a shout out to all my subscribers. I was in Mississippi the other day and I had somebody come up to me and they knew me. I was in Alabama. Somebody came up to me and they knew me. And man, I was in Georgia. People come up to me and they know me, man. I'm excited because I feel like a superstar. I feel like a superstar. I'm gonna have to start signing autographs and make sure I got a book coming on the way, More Than a Conqueror, and so I want to make sure I want to throw that plug in there. I want to make sure every one of you get that book when it drops. Okay, when I drop this book, I need you to make sure that you get it. It's gonna be about it's gonna be how I overcame different things, you know, in the streets, you know, in my personal life. You know, with trucking, how I started businesses and stuff like that right there. So it's gonna be a lot of stuff, man. So I want to make sure that you get it. It's gonna be called More Than a Conqueror. I want you to keep that at the top of your brain. At the top of your brain. Alright, man. This your boy, Lboogie, coming through in the Night Rider. And you know I'm blessing the Lord, highly favored, excited about Jesus, excited about God. Woo! Excited about the word. Yeah, I done forgot my own say. Yeah, this your boy Lboogie coming through in the Night Rider. You know I'm blessing the Lord, highly favored, excited about Jesus, excited about the word of God. My cup running over and I still want some more. How about you? Make sure you don't take no wooden nickels, and guess what? I'll see you at the top because the bottom is too crowded. Holla at your boy when you see me in the streets.